And we are live. Thank you so much for joining, everyone. I just want to say welcome, everyone. Thank you so much for tuning in to our stage reading of William Shakespeare's A Midsummer Night's Dream. I'm Hailey Irwin. I'm the director of this production.
And I am Ella Darlington, the assistant director of this production. We want to thank you so much for supporting our actors and the arts.
Theater is such an important part of our culture and society and helps to provide a light in these uncertain times. We are so grateful that we were able to pursue this art and that everyone involved is so dedicated to their craft.
This is a staged reading, which means our actors will be performing with their scripts.
Performing the show as a staged reading has given us the unique opportunity to focus on the single most important part of Shakespeare's work, the language. Our show runs about 90 minutes with no intermission.
If you need to move around during our show, feel free. It will not distract the actors.
Without any further ado, please enjoy William Shakespeare's A Midsummer Night's Dream.
Now, fair Hippolita, our nuptial hour draws on apace. 4 happy days bringing another moon. But oh, methinks, how slow this old moon wanes. She lingers my desires like to a stepdame, or a dowager, long withering out a young man's revenue.
4 days will quickly steep themselves in night. 4 nights will quickly dream away the time, and then the moon, like to a silver bow now bent in heaven, shall behold the night of our solemnities.
Go, Philostrate, stir up Athenian youth to merriments, awake the mirth and nimble spirit of mirth. Turn melancholy forth to funerals. The pale companion is not for our pomp. Hippolita, I wooed thee with my sword and won thy love doing thee injuries, but I will wed thee in another key, with pomp, with triumph, and with revelling.
Happy be Theseus, our renowned duke.
Thanks, good Egeus. What's the news with thee?
Full of vexation I come, with a complaint, against my child, my daughter, Hermia. This man hath my consent to marry her. And, my gracious duke, this man hath bewitched the bosom of my child. Thou Lysander, thou hast given her rhymes, and interchanged love tokens with my child, and stolen the impression of her fantasy. With cunning hast thou filched my daughter's heart, turned her obedience, which is due to me, to stubborn harshness. And, my gracious duke, be it so she will not hear before your grace, consent to marry with Demetrius. I beg the ancient privilege of Athens, as she is mine, I may dispose of her, which shall be either to this gentleman, or to her death, according to the law, immediately provided in that case.
What say you, Hermia? The adduced fair maid to your father should be as a god, one that composed your beauties, yea, and one, to whom you are as but a form in wax, by him imprinted and within his power, to leave the figure or disfigure it. Demetrius is a worthy gentleman.
So is Lysander.
In himself he is, but in this kind wanting your father's voice, the other must be held worthier.
I would my father but looked with my eyes.
Rather, your eyes must be with his judgment look.
I do entreat your grace to pardon me. I know not by what power I am made bold, nor how it may concern my modesty in such presence here to plead my thought. But I beseech your grace that I may know the worst that may befall me in this case if I refuse to wed Demetrius.
Either to die the death or to abjure the ever society of men. Therefore, fair Hermia, questions your desires, whether if you yield not to your father's choice, you can endure the library of a nun, chanting faint hymns to the cold, fruitless moon. Thrice blessed that they master so their blood to undergo such a maiden pilgrimage. But earthly or happy is rose distilled. Then that which withering on the virgin thorn grows, lives, and dies in a single blessedness.
So will I grow, so live, so die, my lord. Ere I will yield my virgin patent up unto his lordship, whose unwished yoke my soul consents not to give sovereignty.
Take the time to pause, and by the next new moon, the sealing day betwixt my love and me. For everlasting bond of fellowship upon that day, either prepare to die for disobedience to your father's will, or else to wed Demetrius if you would, or on Dionysus' altar to protest for austerity and single life.
Relent, sweet Hermia, and Lysander, yield thy crazed title to my certain right.
You have her father's love, Demetrius. Let me have Hermia's. Do you marry him?
Scornful Lysander. True. He hath my love, and what is mine, my love shall render him. And she is mine, and all my right of her I do estate unto Demetrius.
I am, my lord, as well derived as he, as well possessed. My love is more than his. I'm beloved of beauteous Hermia. Why should not I then prosecute my right? Demetrius, I'll announce it to his head. Made love to Netter's daughter, Helena, and won her soul, and she, sweet lady, dotes upon this spotted and inconstant man.
I must confess that I have heard so much, and with Demetrius' daughter spoke thereof, but being over full of self-affairs, my mind did lose it. But Demetrius, come, and come, Egeus. You shall go with me. I have some private schooling for you both. For you, fair Hermia, look you arm yourself, to fit your fancies to your father's will, or else the laws of Athens yield you up, which by means no we will accentuate, to death or to vow single life. Come, my Hippolita, what cheer, my love? Demetrius and Egeus, go along.
How now, my love? Why is your cheek so pale? How chance the roses there do fade so fast?
Be like for want of rain, which I could but beteem them from the tempest of mine eye.
For aught that ever I could read, could ever hear by tale or history, the course of true love never did run smooth, but either it was different in blood.
Oh, cross! Too high to be enthralled to love!
Or else misgraft in respective years.
Oh, spite! Too old to be engaged, too young!
Or else it stood upon the choice of merit.
To choose love by another's eye.
Or if there was a sympathy in choice, war, death, or sickness did lay siege to it, making it momentary as a sound, swift as a shadow, short as any dream, brief as the lightning in the collied night, that in a spleen unfolds both heaven and earth, and ever a man hath power to say, behold, the jaws of darkness do devour it up. So quick bright things come to confusion.
If then true lovers have ever been crossed, it stands as an edict in destiny. Then let us trial our patience, because it is a customary cross as due to love, as thoughts and dreams and sighs, wishes and tears, poor fancy's followers.
A good persuasion. Therefore hear me, Hermia. I have a widow aunt, a dowager, of great revenue, and she hath no child. From Athens is her house removed 7 leagues. There, gentle Hermia, may I marry thee, and to that place the sharp Athenian law cannot pursue us. Thou lovest me, then steal forth thy father's house tomorrow night, and in the wood a league without the town, there will I stay for thee.
My good Lysander, I swear to thee by Cupid's strongest bow, by his best arrow with the golden head, by simplicity of Venus' doves, by that which knitteth souls in prosperous love, and by that fire which burned the Carthage queen when the false Trojan under sail was seen, by all the vows that ever men have broken, number more than ever women spoke. In that same place thou hast appointed me, tomorrow truly will I meet with thee.
Keep promise, love. Oh, look, here comes Helena.
Godspeed, fair Helena, whither away?
Call you me fair? That fair again unsay, Demetrius loves you fair. Happy fair, your eyes are lodestars, and your tongue's sweet air more tunable than lark to shepherd's ear. When wheat is green, when hawthorn buds appear, sickness is catching, or favor so. Your words I catch, fair Hermia, ere I go, my ears should catch your voice, my eye your eye, my tongue should catch your tongue's sweet melody. Were the world mine, Demetrius being baited, the rest I'll give to be to you translated. Teach me how you look, and with what art you sway the motion of Demetrius' heart.
I frown upon him, yet he loves me still.
That your frowns would teach my smiles such skill.
The more I hate, the more he follows me.
The more I love, the more he hateth me.
His folly, Helena, is none of mine.
None but your beauty, would that fault were mine.
Take comfort. He shall no more see my face. Lysander and myself will fly this place, and well then, what graces that in my love do dwell, that he hath turned a heaven into hell.
Helen, to you our minds we will unfold, Tomorrow night, when Phoebe doth behold her silver visage in the watery glass, docking with liquid pearl, the bladed grass, a time that lovers' flights doth still conceal, through Athens' gates we have devised to steal.
And in the wood where often you and I upon faint primrose beds were wont to lie, emptying our bosoms of their counsels swelled, there my Lysander and myself shall meet. Farewell, sweet playfellow. Pray thou for us, and good luck grant thee with thy Demetrius. Keep word, Lysander, we must starve our sight, from lovers' food till morrow deep midnight.
I will, my Hermia. Helena, adieu, as you on him, Demetrius dotes on you.
How happy some, or other some, can be. Through Athens I am thought as fair as she, but what of that? Demetrius thinks not so. He will not know what all but he doth know, and as he errs, doting on Hermia's eyes, so I, admiring of his qualities. Love looks not with the eyes, but with the mind, and therefore is winged Cupid painted blind, nor hath love's mind any judgment taste, wings and no eyes figure unheedy haste, as waggish boys in game themselves forswear, so the boy love is perjured everywhere, for ere Demetrius looked on Hermia's eyne, he hailed down oaths that he was only mine, and when this hailsome heat from Hermia felt, so he dissolved, and showers of oaths did melt. I will go tell him of fair Hermia's flight. Then to the wood will he tomorrow night pursue her. And for this intelligence, if I have thanks, it's a dear expense, but herein mean I to enrich my pain to have a sight thither and back again.
Is all our company here?
You were best to call them generally, man by man, according to the script.
Here is the scroll of every man's name, which is thought fit through all of Athens, to play in our interlude before the Duke and the Duchess on his wedding day at night. Marry, our play is the most lamentable comedy and the most cruel death of Pyramus and Thisbe.
Now, good Peter Quince, call forth your actors by the scroll. Master, spread yourselves.
Answer as I call you. Nick Bottom, the weaver.
Ready. Name what part I am for and proceed.
You, Nick Bottom, are set down for Pyramus.
What is Pyramus, a lover or a tyrant?
A lover that kills himself most gallantly for love.
That will ask some tears in the true performing of it. If I do it, let the audience look to their eyes. I will move storms. I will condole in some measure. To the rest yet my chief humor is for a tyrant. I could play Hercules rarely, or a part to tear a cat in, to make those split the raging rocks, and shivering shocks shall break the locks of prison gates, and Themis' car shall shine from far, and naked mar the foolish fates. This was lofty. Now, name the rest of the players. This is Hercules' vein, a tyrant's vein. A lover is more condoling.
Francis Flute, the bellows mender.
Here, Peter Quince.
You must take Thisbe on you.
What is Thisbe? A wandering knight?
It is the lady that Pyramus must love.
Nay, faith. Let me not play a woman. I have a beard coming.
That's all one, you may speak as small as you will.
And I may hide my face, let me play Thisbe too. I'll speak in a monstrous little voice. Thisbe, Pyramus, lover.
No. You must play Pyramus and flute you Thisbe.
Well, proceed.
Robin Starveling the tailor.
Here, Peter Quince.
Robin Starveling, you must play Thisbe's mother. And Tom Snout the tinkerer.
Here, Peter Quince.
You, Pyramus' father. Myself, Thisbe's father. Snug the joiner, you the lion's part, and I hope there is a play fitted.
Have you the lion's part written? Pray you, if be, give it to me, for I am slow of study.
You may do it extempore, for it is nothing but roaring.
Let me play the lion too. I will roar that too. I will do any man's heart good to hear me. I will roar that I will make the Duke say, let him roar again.
You should do it too terribly. You would fright the Duchess and the ladies, that they would shriek, and that were enough to hang us all.
I grant you, friends, if you should fright the ladies out of their wits, they would have no discretion but to hang us. But I will aggravate my voice so. I will roar you as gently as any sucking dove. Roar. I will roar, Antoine Nightingale. Roar.
You can play no part but Pyramus, for Pyramus is a sweet-faced man, a proper man, as one shall see in a summer's day, a most lovely, gentleman-like man. Therefore, you must needs play Pyramus.
Well, I will undertake it.
And masters, hear your parts, and I'm to entreat you, request you, and desire you to come in by tomorrow night and meet me in the palace wood, a mile without the town, by moonlight. There we will rehearse. For if we meet in the city, we shall be dogged by the company and our devices known. In the meantime, I will draw a bill of properties, such as our play wants. I pray you, fail me not.
We will meet, and there we may rehearse more obscenely and courageously. Take pains, be perfect. Adieu.
At the Duke's oak we meet.
Enough, hold or cut bowstrings.
How now, spirit? Whither wander you?
Over hill, over dale, through bush, through briar, over park, over pale, through flood, through fire, I do wander everywhere, faster than ye moon's sphere. And I serve the fairy queen, to draw her orbs upon the green. The cowslips tall, her pensioners be, in their gold coats, spots you see. Those be rubies, fairy favors, in those freckles lie her savors. I must go seek some dewdrops here, and hang a pearl in every cowslip's ear. Farewell, thou lob of spirits, I'll be gone. Our queen and all her elves come here anon.
The queen doth keep his revels here tonight. Take heed the queen come not within his sight. For Oberon is passing foul in wrath, because that she, as her attendant, hath a lovely boy stolen from an Indian king. She never had so sweet a changeling, and jealous Oberon would have the child, knight of his train, to trace the forest wild. But she perforce withholds the loved boy, crowns him with flowers, and makes him all her joy. And now they never met in grove or green, by fountain clear or spangled starlight sheen.
Either I mistake your shape and marking quite, or else you are that shrewd and knavish spirit called Robin Goodfellow. Are you not he that frightens the maidens of the village, skim milk, and sometimes labor in the kern and bootless make the breathless housewife churn, and sometimes make the drink to bear no barn, mislead night wanderers laughing at their harm, those that hobgoblin call you and sweet puck, you do their work and they shall have good luck, are you not he?
Thou speakest all right, I am the merry wanderer of the night. I jest to Oberon and make him smile, when I a fat and bean-fed horse beguile, neighing in likeliness of a silly foal. And sometimes lurk I in a gossip's bowl, in very likeness of a roasted crab. And when she drinks, against her lips I bob, and on her wither dewlap pour the ale. The wisest aunt telling the saddest tale, sometimes for 3-foot stool mistaketh me. Then slip I from her bum, down topples she, and Taylor cries and falls into a cough. And then the whole choir hold their hips and laugh, and waxen in their mirth and knees and swear. A merrier hour was never wasted there. But room, fairy, here comes Oberon.
And here's my mistress. Would that he were gone.
Ill met by moonlight, proud Titania.
What jealous Oberon? Fairy, skip hence. I have forsworn his bed and company.
Tarry, rash wanton, am I not thy lord?
And I must be thy lady. I know when thou wast stolen away from fairyland and in the shape of corn sat all day, playing on pipes of corn and bursting love to amorous Phillida. Why art thou here come from the furthest steep of India? But that forsooth the bouncing Amazon, your buskin mistress and your warrior love to Theseus must be wedded. And you come to give their bed joy and prosperity.
How canst thou thus for shame, Titania, glance at my credit with Hippolita, knowing I know thy love to Theseus? Didst thou not lead him through the glimmering night from Perigenia, whom he ravished, and make him with fair eagles break his faith with Ariadne and Adiopa?
These are the forgeries of jealousy, and never since the middle summer spring met we on hill and dale, forest or mead, to dance our ringlets to the whistling wind. But with thy brawls thou hast disturbed our sport. The ox hath therefore stretched his yoke in vain, the plowman lost his sweat, and the green corn hath rotted ere his youth attained a beard. The fold stands empty in the drowned field, and crows are fatted with neuron flock, and the quaint mazes in the wanton green, for lack of tread, are undistinguishable. The human mortals want their winter here. No night is now with him or Carol blessed. Therefore the moon, the governess of floods, pale in her anger, washes all the air that rheumatic diseases do abound. And through this distemperature, we see the seasons alter. Hoard-headed frosts fall in the fresh lap of the crimson rose, and on old Time's chin and icy crown, an odorous chaplet of sweet summer buds is as in mockery set. The spring, the summer, the childing autumn, angry winter, change their wonted liveries, and the mazed world by their increase now knows not which is which. And this same progeny of evil comes from our debate, from our dissension. We are their parents and original.
Do you amend it then? It lies in you. Why should Titania cross her Oberon? I do but beg a little changeling boy to be my henchman.
Set your heart at rest. The fairy land bides not the child of me. His mother was a votress of my order, and in the spiced Indian air by night, full often hath she gossiped by my side, when we have laughed to see the sails conceive and grow big-bellied with the wanton wind, which she with pretty and with swimming gait following, her womb then rich with my young squire, would imitate, and sail upon the land to fetch me trifles and return again, as from a voyage rich with merchandise. But she, being mortal of that boy, did die, and for her sake I will rear up her boy, and for her sake I will not part with him.
How long within this wood intend you stay?
Perchance till after Theseus' wedding day. If you will patiently dance in our round and see our moonlit revels, go with us. If not, shun me, and I will spurn your haunts.
Give me that boy, and I'll go with thee.
Not for thy fairy kingdom. Fairies, away. We shall chide down right if I longer stay.
Well, go thy way. Thou shalt not from this grove, till I torment thee for this injury. My gentle Puck, come hither. Thou rememberest, since once I sat upon a promontory, and heard a mermaid on a dolphin's back, uttering such dulcet and harmonious breath, that the rude sea grew civil with her at her song, and certain stars shot madly from their spheres to hear the sea maid's music.
I remember.
In that very time I say, but thou couldst not. Flying between the cold moon and the earth, Cupid all armed, a certain aim he took at a fair vestal, thrown by the west, and loosed his love shaft smartly from his bow, as it should pierce 100,000 hearts. But I might see young Cupid's fiery shaft, quenched in the chaste beams of the watery moon. Yet marked I where the bolt of Cupid fell. It fell upon a little western flower, before milk white, now purple with love's wound. Fetch me that flower. The herb I showed thee once, the juice of it on sleeping eyelids laid, will make or man or woman madly dote upon the next live creature that it sees. Fetch me this herb, and be thou here again, ere the Leviathan can swim a league.
I'll put a girdle about the earth in 40 minutes.
Having once this juice, I'll watch Titania while she is asleep, and drop the liquor of it in her eyes. The next thing, when she wakings looks upon, be it on lion or bear or wolf or bull or meddling monkey or honest or busy ape, she shall pursue it with the soul of love. And ere I take this charm off from her sight, I'll make her render her page up to me. But who comes here? I am invisible, and I will overhear their conference.
I love thee not, therefore pursue me not. Where is Lysander and fair Hermia? The one I'll slay, the other slayeth me. Thou toldst me they were stolen into this wood, and here am I, and wood within this wood, because I cannot meet my Hermia. Hence, get thee gone, and follow me no more.
You draw me, you hard-hearted adamant, but yet you draw not iron, for my heart is as true as steel. Leave you your power to draw, and I shall have no power to follow you.
Do I entice you? Do I speak you fair? Or rather, do I not in plainest truth tell you I do not, nor I cannot love you?
And even for that do I love thee the more. I am your spaniel, and Demetrius, the more you beat me, I will fawn on you. Use me but your spaniel. Spurn me, strike me, neglect me, lose me. Only give me leave, unworthy as I am, to follow you. What worser place can I beg in your love, and yet a place of high respect with me, than to be used as you do your dog?
Tempt not too much the hatred of my spirit, for I am sick when I do look on thee.
And I am sick when I look not on you.
You do impeach your modesty too much, to leave the city and commit yourself into the hands of one that loves you not, to trust the opportunity of night.
Your virtue is my privilege, for that it is not night when I do see your face. Therefore, I think I am not in the night. Nor doth this wood lack worlds of company, for you and my respect are all the world. Then how can it be said I am alone when all the world is here to look on me?
I'll run from thee and hide me in the brakes and leave thee to the mercy of wild beasts.
The wildest hath not such a heart as you. Run when you will, the story shall be changed. The dove pursues the griffin. The mild hind makes speed to catch the tiger. Bootless speed when cowardice pursues and valor flies.
I will not stay thy questions. Let me go. Or if thou follow me, do not believe me, but I shall do thee mischief in the wood.
Aye, in the temple, in the town, and field you do me mischief. By Demetrius, your wrongs do set a scandal on my sex. We cannot fight for love as men may do. We were not made to woo as men were. I follow thee and make a heaven of a hell, to die upon the hands I love so well.
Fare thee well, nymph, ere he do leave this grove. Thou shalt fly to him, and he'll seek thy love. Hast thou the flower here? Welcome, wanderer.
Aye, there it is.
I pray thee, give it to me. I know a bank where the wild thyme blows, where ox slips and the nodding violet grows. There sleeps Titania some time of the night, lulled in these flowers with dances and delight, and with the juice of this I'll streak her eyes and make her full of hateful fantasies. Take thou some of it and seek throughout this grove. A sweet Athenian lady is in love with a disdainful youth. Anoint his eyes, but do it when the next thing that he espies may be the lady. Thou shalt know the man by the Athenian garments he hath on. And look thou meet me here ere the first cock crow.
Fear not, my lord, your servant shall do so.
Now, a roundel and a fairy song. Then for the third part of a minute hence, to make my small elf's coats, and some keep back the clamorous owl that nightly hoots and wanders her quaint spirits. Sing me now asleep, then to your offices, and let me rest.
Sing in your sweet lullaby.
Lola,
Lola,
Lullaby.
Lola,
Lola.
Lullaby.
Never harm, nor spell, nor charm.
come our lovely lady nigh.
So good night with lullaby.
What thou seest when thou dost wake, do it for thy true love take. Love and languish for his sake, be it ounce or cat or bear, pard or boar with bristled hair, in thy eye that shall appear. When thou wakest, it is thy dear. Wake when some vile thing is near.
Fair love, you faint with wandering in ye woods, and to speak truth, I have forgot our way. We'll rest us, Hermia, if you think it good.
Be it so, Lysander, find you out of bed, for I upon this bank will rest my head.
Oh, one turf shall serve as pillow for us both. One heart, one bed, two bosoms, and one troth.
Nay, good Lysander, for my sake, my dear, lie further off, do not lie so near.
Oh, take the sense, sweet of my innocence, love takes the meaning. In love's conference, I mean that my heart unto yours is knit, so that but one heart can you make of it. Then by your side no bedroom me deny, for lying so, Hermia, I do not lie.
Lysander riddles very prettily. But my gentle friend, for love and courtesy, lie further off in humane modesty. Such separation, as may well be said, becomes a virtuous bachelor and a maid. So far be distant, and good night, sweet friend. Thy love near altar till thy sweet life end.
Amen. Amen to that fair prayer, say I. And then end life when I end loyalty. Here's my bed, sleep give thee all his rest.
With half that wish, the wisher's eyes be pressed.
through the forest have I gone, but Athenian find I none, one whose eyes I might approve, this flower force and stirring love. Night and silence, who is here? Weeds of Athens he doth wear. This is he, my master said, despise the Athenian maid. And here's the maiden sleeping sound on the dank and dirty ground. Churl, upon thy eyes I throw all the power this charm doth owe. When thou wakest, let love forbid sleep his seat on his eyelid. So awake when I'm gone, for now I must go to Oberon.
Hey, oh, thou kill me, sweet Demetrius.
I charge thee hence, and do not haunt me thus.
Oh, wilt thou, darkling, leave me? Do not so.
Stay on thy peril, I alone will go.
I am out of breath in this fond chase. The more my prayer, the lesser is my grace. Happy is Hermia, wheresoever she lies, for she hath blessed and attractive eyes. How came her eyes so bright? Not with salt tears. If so, my eyes are oftener washed than hers. What wicked and dissembling glass of mine may be compared with Hermia's fiery eye? But who is here? Lysander on the ground dead or asleep. I see no blood, no wound. Lysander, if you live, good sir, awake.
And run through fire I will for thy sweet sake. Transparent Helena, nature her shoes art, that through thy bosom makes me see thy heart. Where's Demetrius? Oh, how fit a word is that vile name to perish on my sword.
Do not say so, Lysander, say not so. What, though he love your Hermia? Lord, what though? Yet Hermia still loves you, then be content.
Content with Hermia? No, I do repent the tedious minutes I with her have spent. Not Hermia, but Helena. Now I love, who will not change a raven for a dove. The will of a man is by his reason swayed, and reason says you are the worthier maid. And touching now the point of humane skill, reason becomes the marshal to my will and leads me to your eyes, where I overlook stories written in love's richest book.
Wherefore was I to this keen mockery born? When at your hands did I deserve this scorn? Is not enough, young man, that I did never, nor never can deserve a sweet look from Demetrius' eye. But you must flout my insufficiency. But fare you well. Perforce, I must confess, I thought you lord of more true gentleness. Oh, that a lady of one man refused should of another therefore be abused.
She sees not Hermia. Hermia, sleep thou there, and never mayst thou come Lysander near. For as a surfeit of the sweetest things, the deepest loathing to the stomach brings. So thou, my surfeit and my heresy, of all be hated. The most of me, and all my powers address your love and might, to honor Helen, and to be her knight.
Help me, Lysander, help me. Do thy best to pluck this crawling serpent from my breast. I mean for pity. What a dream was here. Lysander, look how I do quake with fear. Lysander. What removed? Lysander, Lord. What, out of hearing gone? No sound, no word. Alack, where are you? Speak, and if you hear, speak of all loves. I sound almost with fear. No? Then I will perceive you are not nigh. Either death or you I'll find immediately.
Are we all met?
Pat, and here's a marvelous convenient place for our rehearsal. This green plot shall be our stage, this hawthorn break our tiring house, and we will do it in action, as we will do it before the Duke.
Peter Quince.
What sayst thou, bully bottom?
There are things in this comedy of Pyramus and Thisbe that will never please. First, Pyramus must draw a sword to kill himself, which the ladies cannot abide. How answer you that?
Fire lack it a parlous fear.
I believe we must leave the killing out when all is done.
Not a wit. I have a device to make all well. Write me a prologue, and let the prologue seem to say, we will do no harm with our swords, and that Pyramus is not killed indeed. And for the more better assurance, tell them that I am Pyramus, am not Pyramus, but Bottom the Weaver. This will put them out of fear.
Well, we will have such a prologue, and it will be written in 8 and 6.
No, make it 2 more. Let it be written in 8 and 8.
Will not the ladies be afeard of the lion?
I fear it, I promise you.
Masters, you ought to consider with yourselves to bring in, God shield us, a lion amongst ladies is the most dreadful thing.
Therefore, another prologue must tell he is not a lion.
Nay, you must name his name, and half his face must be seen through the lion's neck, and he himself must speak through, saying thus, or to the same effect. Ladies, or fair ladies, I would wish you, or I would request you, or I would entreat you, not to fear, not to tremble, my life for yours. No, I am no such thing. I am a man as other men are. And there indeed, let him name his name and tell him plainly that he is Snug the Joiner.
Well, it shall be so, but there is 2 hard things. That is, to bring the moonlight into a chamber, for you know Pyramus and Thisbe meet by moonlight.
Doth the moon not shine the night we play our play?
A calendar, look in the almanac, find out moonshine.
Yes, it doth shine that night.
Why, then may you leave the casement of the great chamber window, where we play, open, and the moon may shine in through the casement.
Aye, or else one must come in with a bush of thorns and a lantern, and say he comes to disfigure, or to present the person of moonshine. Then there is another thing. We must have a wall in the great chamber, for Pyramus and Thisbe, says the story, did talk through the chink of a wall.
What say you, Bottom?
Some man or other must present wall. Let him hold his fingers thus, and through that cranny shall Pyramus and Thisbe whisper.
That may be, then all is well. Come, sit down, every mother's son, and rehearse your parts. Pyramus, you begin.
What hempen homespuns have we swaggering here, so near the cradle of the fairy queen? What, a play toward? I'll be an auditor, an actor too, perhaps, if I see cause.
Speak, Pyramus, Thisbe, stand forth.
Thisbe, the flowers of odious savors sweet.
Odors,
savors sweet, so hath thy breath, my dearest Thisbe dear. But hark a voice, stay thou but here a while, and by wilt thee appear.
A stranger Pyramus was ever played here.
Must I speak now?
I marry, must you?
Most radiant Pyramus, most lily white of hue, of colour, the red rose on my triumphant briar, most brisk and juvenile, and eke most lovely Lou, as truest horse, and yet would never tire. I'll meet thee, Pyramus, at Ninna's tomb.
Ninna's tomb, man? Why, you must not speak that you answer to Pyramus. You speak all your parts at once, cues and all. Pyramus, enter, your cue is past, it is never tire.
Oh, as truest horse, that yet would never tire.
If I were fair, Thisbe, I were only thine.
Boo.
Monsters! Strange we are haunted! Pray, masters, fly, masters, help!
Ah! I'll follow you, I'll lead you round about, and neigh, and bark, and grunt, and roar, and burn, like horse, hound, hog, bear, fire at every turn.
Why do they run away? This is enabling them to make them afeared.
Oh, Bottom, thou art changed! What do I see on thee?
What do you see? You see an asset of your own, do you? I see their knavery. This is to make an ass of me, to fright me if they could, but I will not stir from this place. Do what they can. I will walk up and down here, and I will sing, that they shall hear I am not afraid. The wolves will cock so black of hue with arched tawny bill. The throstle with this note so true. know the lark, the plain sunk gray, whose note full many a man doth mark, who dares not answer nay.
I pray thee, gentle mortal, sing again. Mine ear is much enamored of thy note. On the first view to say, to swear, I love thee. So is mine eye enthralled to thy shape, and thy fair virtues perforce doth move me.
Methinks, mistress, you should have little reason for that. And yet, to say the truth, reason and love keep little company together nowadays. Nay, I can link upon occasion.
Thou art as wise as thou art beautiful.
Not so neither, but if I had wit enough to get out of this wood, I would have enough to serve mine own turn.
Out of this wood do not desire to go. Thou shalt remain here, whether thou wilt or no. I am a spirit of no common rate. The summer still doth tend upon my state. And I do love thee, therefore go with me, and give thee fair eyes to attend on thee, and I will purge thy mortal grossness so, that thou shalt like an airy spirit go.
Ready?
And I.
And I.
And I. What shall we do? Where shall we go?
Be kind and courteous to this gentleman. Hop in his walks and gambol in his eyes. Feed him with apricots and dewberries. To have my love to bed and to arise. And pluck the wings from painted butterflies to fan the moonbeams from his sleeping eyes. Nod to him, elves, and do him courtesies.
Hail, mortal.
Hail.
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 I cry your worship's mercy heartily. I beseech your worship's name.
Cobweb.
I shall desire you of more acquaintance, good master Cobweb. If I cut my finger, I shall make bold with you. Your name, honest gentleman?
Peasblossom.
Good master Peasblossom, I shall desire you more acquaintance too. Your name, I beseech you, sir?
Mustardseed.
Good master Mustardseed, I know your patience well. I promise you, your kindred hath made my eyes water ere now. I desire you more acquaintance too, good master Mustardseed.
Wait upon him and lead him to my bower. The moon, methinks, looks with a watery and when she weeps every little flower, lamenting some enforced child.
I wonder if Titania be awaked. Then what it was that next came in her eye, which she must dote on in extremity. Here comes my messenger. How now, mad spirit? What night rule upon this gaunted grove?
My mistress with the monster is in love, near to her close and consecrated bower, while she was in her dull and sleeping hour, a crew of patches, rude mechanicals, that work for bread upon Athenian stalls, were met together to rehearse a play, intended for great Theseus' nuptial day. When I did him at this advantage take, an ass's knoll I fixed on his head, anon his Thisbe must be answered, and forth my mimic comes, when they him spee, as wild geese that the creeping fowler eye, or russet patted coughs, many in sort, rising and cawing at the gun's report, sever themselves, and madly sweep the sky. So at his sight, away his fellows fly. And at our stamp, here o'er and o'er one falls. He murder cries and help from Athens calls. I led them on in this distracted fear, and left sweet Pyramus translated there. When in that moment, so it came to pass, Titania walked, and straightway loved an ass.
This spells out better than I could devise. But hast thou yet latched on the Athenian's eyes with the love juices I bid thee do?
I took him sleeping, that is finished too, and the Athenian woman by his side, that when he waked, of force she must be eyed.
Stand close, this is the same Athenian.
This is the woman, but not this the man.
Oh, why rebuke you him that loves you so? Lay breath so bitter on your bitter foe.
Now I but chide, but I should use thee worse, for thou, I fear, hast given me cause to curse. If thou hast slain Lysander in his sleep, being our shoes in blood, plunge in the deep and kill me too! The sun was not so true unto the day as he to me. Would he have stolen away from sleeping Hermia? I'll believe as soon as the whole earth may be bored, and that the moon may creep through the center creep, and so displease her brothers, the noontide with the antipodes. It cannot be, but thou hast murdered him! So should a murderer look so dead, so grim!
So should the murderer look, and so should I, pierced through the heart with your stern cruelty. Yet you, the murderer, looks as bright, as clear as yonder Venus in her glimmering sphere.
What's this to my Lysander? Where is he? Good Demetrius, wilt thou give him me?
I'd rather give his carcass to my hounds.
Oh, once tell true, even for my sake. Durst thou look upon him being awake, or hast thou killed him sleeping? Oh, brave touch. Could not a worm in adder do so much, and adder did it, for with doubler tongue thou serpent, never adder stung.
You spend your passion on a misprized mood. I am not guilty of Lysander's blood, nor is he dead for aught that I can tell.
I pray thee then, tell me that he is well.
And if I could, what should I get therefore?
A privilege, never to see me more, and from my hated prescience part I. See me no more, whether he be dead or no.
There is no following her in this fierce vein. Here, therefore, for a while will I remain. So sorrow's heaviness doth heavier grow, for debt that bankrupt slip doth sorrow owe.
What hast thou done? Thou hast mistaken quite and laid the love juice on some true love's sight. Of thy misprision must perforce ensue some true love turned, and not a false turned true.
Then fate overrules that one man holding troth, a million fail, confounding oath on oath.
About the wood go swifter than the wind, and Helena of Athens look thou find, all fancy sick she is, and pale of cheer, with sighs of love that cost the fresh blood dear. By some illusion see thou bring her here, all charm his eyes against he doth appear.
I go, look how I go, swifter than arrow from the Tartar's bow.
Flower of this purple dye, hit with Cupid's archery, sink an apple of his eye, when his love he doth espy. Let her shine as gloriously as Venus in the night sky, and when thou wakest if she be by, beg of her for remedy.
Captain of our fairy band, Helena is here at hand, and the youth mistook by me, pleading for a lover's fee. Shall we their fawn pageant see? Lord, what fools these mortals be! Then woe two at once, woe one, that man needs be sport alone. And those things do best please me, that befalls preposterously.
Why should you think it? I should woe in scorn. Scorn and derision never comes in tears. How can these things in me seem scorn to you, bearing the badge of faith to prove them true?
You do advance your cunning more and more when truth kills truth. Devilish holy fray, these vows are Hermia's. Will you give her o'er? Weigh oath and oath, and you will nothing weigh. Your vows to her and me, put in two scales, will even weigh, and both as light as tails.
I had no judgment when to her I swore.
Nor none in my mind now you give her o'er.
Demetrius loves her, and he loves not you.
Oh, Helen, goddess, nymph, perfect divine, to what, my love, shall I compare thine eye? Crystal is muddy, oh, how ripe in show, thy lips, those kissing cherries, tempting grow. When thou hold'st up thy hand, oh, let me kiss this princess of pure white, this seal of bliss.
Spite! I see you are all bent to set against me for your merriment. If you were civil and knew courtesy, you would not do me thus much injury. Can you not hate me, as I know you do, but you must join insults to mock me too? When I am sure you hate me with your hearts, you are both rivals and love Hermia, and now both rivals to mock Helena. A trim exploit, A manly enterprise to conjure tears up in a poor maid's eyes with your derision. None of noble sort would so offend a virgin and extort a poor soul's patience, all to make you sport.
You are unkind, Demetrius. Be not so, for you love Hermia. This you know I know, and here with all goodwill, with all my heart, and Hermia's love, I yield you up my part, and yours of Helena to me bequeath, whom I do love and will do to my death.
Never did mockers waste more idle breath.
Lysander, keep thy Hermia, I will none. If e'er I loved her, all that love is gone. My heart to her but as guestwise sojourned, and now to Helen it is home returned, there to remain.
It is not so.
Disparage not the faith thou dost not know, lest to thy peril thou abide it dear. Look where thy love comes, yonder is thy dear.
Dark night from that eye his function takes, the ear more quickly apprehension makes, wherein doth impair the seeing sense. It pays the hearing double recompense. Thou art not my eye, not by my eye, Lysander found, my ear, I think it, brought me to that sound. But why unkindly didst thou leave me so?
Why should he stay whom love doth press to go?
What love could press Lysander from my side?
Lysander's love, that would not let him bide, fair Helena, who more engilds the night than all yon fairy oes and eyes of light. Why seekest thou me? Could not this make thee know the hate I bear thee made me leave thee so?
You speak not as you think, it cannot be.
Lo, she is one of this confederacy. Now I perceive they have conjoined all three to fashion this false sport in spite of me. Injurious Hermia, most ungrateful maid, have you conspired? Have you with these contrived to bait me with this foul derision? Is all the counsel that we two have shared, the sisters' vows, the hours that we have spent for parting us, is all forgot? We, Hermia, like two artificial gods, have with our needles both created one flower, both warbling of one song, both in one key, as if our hands, our sides, voices, and minds had been incorporate. So we grew together, like to a double cherry, seeming parted, but yet a union in partition. Two lovely berries molded on one stem, so with two seeming bodies, but one heart, due but to one, and crowned with one crest. And will you rent our ancient love asunder to join with men in scorning your poor friend? It is not friendly. 'Tis not maidenly. Our sex as well as I may chide you for it, though I alone do feel the injury.
I am amazed at your passionate words. I scorn you not. It seems that you scorn me.
Have you not set Lysander as in scorn to follow me and praise my eyes and face? And made your other love, Demetrius, who even but now did spurn me with his foot, to call me goddess, nymph, divine, and rare, precious, celestial? Wherefore speaks he this to her he hates? And wherefore doth Lysander deny your love so rich within his soul, and tender me forsooth affection? But by your setting on, by your consent, what though I be not so in grace as you, so hung upon with love so fortunate, but miserable most to love unloved? This you should pity rather than despise.
I understand not what you mean by this.
I do, preserver. Counterfeit sad looks, make mouths upon me when I turn my back, wink at each other, hold the sweet jest up. This sport well carried shall be chronicled. If you have any pity, grace, or manners, you would not make me such an argument.
Stay gentle, Helena. Hear my excuse. My love, my life, my soul, fair Helena.
Excellent!
Sweet, do not scorn her so.
If she cannot entreat, I can compel.
Thou canst compel no more than she entreat. Thy threats have no more strength than her weak praise. Helen, I love thee, by my life I do.
I say I love thee more than he can do.
If thou say so, withdraw and prove it too.
Lysander, whereto tends all this?
Away, you Ethiop.
No, sir. Seem to break loose. Take on as you would follow, but yet come not. You are a tame man. Go.
Hang off, thou cat. Thou vile thing, let loose, or I will shake thee from me like a serpent.
Why are you grown so rude? What changes this sweet love?
Thy love? Out, tawny tartar, out! Out, loathed medicine, O hated poison, hence!
Do you not jest?
Yes, soothe, and so do you.
Demetrius, I will keep my word with thee.
I would I had your bond, for I perceive a weak bond holds you. I'll not trust your sword.
What, should I hurt her? Strike her, kill her dead. Although I hate her, I'll not harm her so.
What can you do me greater harm than hate? Hate me wherefore? Oh, me what news, my love? And not I, Hermia, are not you, Lysander? I am as fair now as I was erewhile. Since night you left me, yet since night you left me. Why then you left me, oh God, in earnest shall I say?
I, by my life, and never did desire to see thee more. Therefore be out of hope, of question, of doubt, be certain nothing truer. 'Tis no jest that I do hate thee, and love Helena.
Oh, me, you juggler, you cankerblossom, you thief of love! What have you come by night and stolen my love's heart from him?
Fine faith, have you no modesty, no maiden shame, no touch of bashfulness? What, will you bear impatient answers from my gentle tongue? Fie, you counterfeit, you puppet, you!
Puppet! Why so? Aye, that way goes the game. Now I perceive that she hath made compare between our statures. She hath urged her height, and with her personage, her tall personage, her height forsooth, she hath prevailed with him. And are you so grown in his esteem because I am so dwarfish and so low? Speak! How low am I? I am not yet so low that my nails can reach unto thine eyes!
I pray you, though you mock me, gentlemen, let her not hurt me. I was never cursed. I am a right maid for my cowardice. Let her not strike me. You perhaps may think, because she is something lower than myself, that I can match her.
Lower! Hark again!
Good, Hermia, do not be so bitter with me. I evermore did love you, Hermia. Did ever keep your counsels, never wronged you. I told him of your stealth into this wood. He followed you, for love I followed him. But he hath chid me hence, and threatened me, to strike me, spurn me, nay, to kill me too. And now, so you will let me quiet go to Athens, will I bear my folly back, and follow you no further. Let me go.
Why get you gone? Who is that hinders you?
A foolish heart, that I leave here behind.
What with Lysander?
With Demetrius.
Be not afraid. She shall not harm thee, Helena.
When she's angry, she is keen and shrewd. She was a vixen when she went to school, and though she be but little, she is fierce.
Little again! Nothing but low in little! Why will you suffer her to flout me thus? Let me come to her!
Get you gone, you dwarf! You minimus of hindering not grass maid! You bead! You acorn!
You are too officious in her behalf that scorns your services. Let her alone, speak not of Helena, take not her part, for if thou dost intend never so little show of love to her, thou shalt abide it.
Now she holds me not. Now follow if thou darest, to try who's right, of thine or mine is most in Helena.
Follow? Nay, I'll go with thee cheek by jowl.
You mistress! All this coil is long of you. Nay, go not back!
I will not trust you, nor longer stay in your cursed company. Your hands than mine are quicker for a fray. My legs are longer, though, to run away.
Oh!
Is thy negligence. Still thou mistakest, or else committedst thy knaveries willingly.
Believe me, King of Shadows, I mistook. Did you not tell me I should know the man by the Athenian garments he hath on? And so fair blameless proves my enterprise, that I have anointed an Athenian's eyes. And so fair am I glad, it so did soar, as their jangling I esteemed a sport.
Thou seest these lovers seek a place to fight. Hie therefore, Robin, overcast the night, and lead these testy rivals so astray, as one come not within another's way. Like to Lysander, sometime frame thy tongue, then stir Demetrius up with bitter wrong, and sometime rail thou like Demetrius, and from each other look thou lead them thus, till o'er their brows death counterfeiting, sleep with leaden legs and batty wings doth creep, and then crush this herb into Lysander's eye, whose liquor hath this virtuous property to make his eyeballs roll with wonted sight. And when they next wake, all this derision shall seem a dream and a fruitless vision. And back to Athens shall the lovers wend, with league whose day with death till death shall never end. I'll to my queen and beg her Indian boy, and then I will her charmed eye release from monsters view, and all things shall be peace.
My fairy lord, this must be done with haste, for night swift dragons cut the clouds full fast. Already to their wormy beds are gone. For fearless day should look their shames upon. They wilfully themselves exiled from light, and must for aye consort with black-browed night.
But we are spirits of another sort. I, with the morning's love, have oft made sport, and like a forester the groves may tread, even till the eastern gate all fiery red. But notwithstanding haste, make no delay, we may effect this business yet ere day.
Up and down, I will lead them up and down. I am feared in field and town. Goblin, lead them up and down. Here comes one now.
Where art thou, proud Demetrius? Speak thou now!
Here, villain, ready and drawn. Where art thou?
I will be with thee straight.
Follow me then to the plainer ground.
Lysander, speak again, thou runaway, thou coward. Art thou fled? Speak in some bush. Where dost thou hide thy head?
Thou coward, art thou begging to the stars, telling the bushes that they look for wars, and wilt not come? Come, recreant, come now, child, I'll whip thee with a rod. He is defiled that draws the sword on thee.
Yea, art thou there?
Follow my voice, we'll try no manhood here.
He goes before me, and still dares me on. When I come where he calls, then he's gone. The villain is much lighter heeled than I followed fast. But faster he did fly. For if but once thou show me thy grey light, I'll find Demetrius and revenge this spite.
Ho, 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 coward, why comest thou not?
Thou runn'st before me, shifting every place, and dares not stand nor look me in the face. Where art thou?
Come hither, I am here.
Nay, then thou mock'st me. Thou shalt buy this dear, if ever I thy face by daylight see. Now go thy way. Faintness constraineth me to measure out my length on this cold bed. By day's approach, look to be visited.
Oh, weary night, long and tedious night. Abate thy hours, shine comforts from the east, that I may back to Athens by daylight, and from these that my poor company detest, and sleep that sometimes shuts up sorrow's eye. Steal me a while from mine own company.
Ye but three, come one more. Two of both kinds make up four. Here she comes, cursed and sad. Cupid is a knavish lad, that make poor females mad.
Never so weary, never so in woe, bedabbled with dew, torn with briars. I can no further crawl, no further go. My legs can keep no pace with my desires. Here will I rest me until break of day.
On the ground sleep sound. I'll apply your eye, gentle lover, remedy. When thou wakest, thou takest true delight in the sight of the former lady's eye. And the country proverb known, that every man should take his own, in your waking shall be shown. Jack shall have Jill, not shall gone ill. The man shall have his mare again, and all shall be well.
Sit thee down upon this flowery bed, while I thy amiable cheeks do coy, and stick musk roses in thy sleek smooth his head, and kiss thy fair large ears, my gentle joy.
Where's Peasblossom?
Ready?
Scratch my head, Peasblossom.
Ready.
Monsieur Cobweb, good monsieur, get your weapons in your hand, and kill me a red-hipped humblebee. And good monsieur, bring me the honey bag. Monsieur, have a care the honey bag break not. I would be loath to have you yawn overflow with a honey bag, signor. Where's Monsieur Mustardseed?
Ready.
Give me your neath, Monsieur Mustardseed. Pray you leave your courtesy, good monsieur.
What's your will?
Nothing, good monsieur, but to help cavalry Cobweb to scratch. I must to the barber's, monsieur, for methinks I am marvelous hairy about the face, and I am such a tender ass, if my hair do but tickle me, I must scratch.
What, wilt thou hear some music, my sweet love?
I have a reasonable good ear in music. Let us have the tongs and the bones.
Or say, sweet love, what thou desire.
Truly, a peck of provender. I could munch your good dry oats. Methinks I have a great desire to a bottle of hay. Good hay, sweet hay, hath no fellow. But I pray you, let none of your people stir me. I have an exposition of sleep come upon me.
Sleep thou, and I will wind thee in my arms. Fairies, be gone, and be always away. Oh, how I love thee, how I dote on thee.
Welcome, good Robin. Seest thou this sweet sight? Her dotage now I do begin to pity, for meeting her of late behind the wood, seeking sweet savors for this hateful fool. I did upbraid her and fall out with her, and when I had at my pleasure taunted her, and she in mild terms begged my patience, I then did ask of her changeling child, which straight she gave me, and her fairy sent to bear him to my bower in fairyland. And now I have the boy, I will undo this hateful imperfection of the eyes. And gentle Puck, take this transformed scalp from off the head of this Athenian swain, and that he awaking when the other do, may all to Athens back again repair, and think no more of this night's accidents, but as the fierce vexation of a dream. But first I will release the fairy queen. Be as thou was wont to be, see as thou was wont to see. Dian's bud and Cupid's flower hath such force and blessed power. Now, my Titania, wake you, my sweet queen.
My Oberon, what visions I have seen! Methought I was enamored of an ass.
There lies your love.
How came these things to pass? Ah, how mine eyes do loathe its visage now.
Silence a while. Robin, take off his head. Come, my queen, take hands with me, and rock the ground whereon these sleepers be. Now thou and I, new in amity, will tomorrow midnight solemnly dance in Duke Theseus' house triumphantly, and bless it all to fair prosperity. There shall the pairs of faithful lovers be, wedded with Theseus in all jollity.
Fairy King, attend, and mark, I do hear the morning lark.
And then, my queen, in silence sad, trip we after the night's shade. We the globe can compass soon, swifter than the wandering moon.
Oh, my lord, and in our flight, tell me how it came this night, that I, sleeping here, was found with these mortals on the ground.
Go, one of you. Find out the forester. For now our observation is performed. We will, fair queen, up to the mountain's top, and mark the musical confusion of hounds and echo and conjunction.
I was with Hercules and Cadmus once, when in a wood of Crete they bayed the bear with hounds of Sparta. Never did I hear such gallant chiding, for besides the groves, the skies, the fountains, every region near, seem all one mutual cry. I never heard so musical a discord, such sweet thunder.
My hounds are bred out of Spartan kind, so flute, so sanded, and their heads are hung, with ears that sweep away the morning dew, crook-kneed and dew-lapped like Thessalian bulls, slow in pursuit but matched in mouth like bells, each under each a cry more tunable was never hollowed to, nor cheered with horn, in Crete, in Sparta, nor in Thessaly. Lodge when you hear, but soft, what nymphs are these?
My lord, this is my daughter here asleep. And this Lysander, this Demetrius, this Helena, old Meter's Helena. I wonder if this being here together.
No doubt they rose up early to observe the rite of May, and hearing our intent came here in grace of our solemnity. But to speak of Egeus, is this not the day that Hermia should give answer of her choice?
It is, my lord.
Go bid the huntsmen, wake them with their horns. Good morrow, friends. St. Valentine is past. Begin these word birds but to couple now?
But pardon, my lord.
I pray you all stand up. I know you two are rival enemies. How comes this gentle concord in the world that hatred is so far from jealousy, to sleep by hate and fear no enmity?
My lord, I shall reply amazedly, half sleep, half waking, but as yet I swear I cannot truly say how I came here. But as I think for truly what I speak, and now I do bethink me, so it is, I came with Hermia hither. Our intent was to be gone from Athens, where we might be without the peril of the Athenian law.
Enough, my lord. You have enough. I beg the law upon his head. They would have been stolen away. They would, Demetrius, thereby have defeated you and me. You of your wife, and me of my consent, that she would be your wife.
My lord, fair Helen told me of their stealth, of this their purpose hither to this wood, and I in fury hither followed them. Fair Helena in fancy followed me. But, my good lord, I wot not by what power, but by some power it is, my love to Hermia, melted as the snow, seems to me now as the remembrance of an idol god, and all the faith, the virtue of my heart, the object and the pleasure of mine eye, is only Helena. To her, my lord, was I betrothed ere I see Hermia, but like a sickness did I loathe this food, but as in health come to my natural taste. Now do I wish it, love it, long for it, and will forevermore be true to it.
Fair lovers, you are fortunately met. Of this discord we shall hear more anon. Egeus, I will overbear your will, for in the temple, by and by with us, these couples shall eternally be knit. Away with us to Athens. 3 and 3 will hold a feast in great solemnity. Come, Hippolita.
These things seem small and undistinguishable, like far-off mountains turned into clouds.
So many things, and I found Demetrius like a jewel, mine own and not mine own.
It seems to me that yet we sleep, we dream. Do not you think the Duke was here and bid us follow him?
Yea, and my father?
And Hippolyta.
And he bid us follow him to the temple.
Why, then we are awake. Let's follow him, and by the way, let us recount our dreams.
When my cue comes, call me, and I will answer. My next is most fair Pyramus. Hey ho. Peter Quince. Flute the bellows mender, Snout the tinker. Starveling gods, my life stolen hence and left me asleep. I have had a most rare vision. I have dreamed past the wit of man to say what dream it was. Man is but an ass if you go to expound this dream. Methought I was. There is no man can tell what. Methought I was, and methought I had. But man is but a patch fool if he will offer to say what methought I had. I will get Peter Quince to write a ballad of the stream. It shall be called Bottom Stream, because it hath no bottom. And I will sing it into the latter end of the play before the Duke.
Have you sent to Bottom's house? Is he come home yet?
He cannot be heard of. Out of doubt he is transported.
If he come not, then the play is marred. It goeth not forward, doth it?
It is not possible. You have not a man in all of Athens able to discharge Pyramus but he.
Masters, the Duke is coming from the temple, and there is 2 or 3 lords and ladies more married. If our sport had gone forward, we had all been made men.
Oh, sweet bully Bottom, thus hath he lost 6 pence a day during his life. Could have not scaped 6 pence a day. The Duke had not given him 6 pence a day for playing Pyramus. I'll be hanged. He would have deserved it.
Where are these lads? Where are these hearts?
Bottom, oh, most courageous day, most happy hour.
Masters, I am to discourse wonders, but ask me not what. For if I tell you I am no true Athenian, I will tell you everything as it fell out.
Let us hear, sweet Bottom.
Not a word of me. All that I will tell you is that the Duke hath died. Get your apparel together, good strings to your beards, new ribbons to your pups. Meet presently at the palace, every man look o'er his part. Where the short and the long is, our play is preferred. In any case, let Thisbe have clean linen, and let him not him that plays the lion pare his nails, for they shall hang out for the lion's claws. And most dear actors, eat no onions nor garlic, for we are to utter sweet breath, and I do not doubt but to hear them say, it is a sweet comedy. No more words. Away! Go away!
"'Tis strange, my Theseus, what these lovers speak of."
More strange than true. I never may believe these antique fables, nor these fairy toys. Lovers and madmen have such seething brain, such shaping fantasies, that apprehend more than cool reason ever comprehends. The lunatic, the lover, and the poet are all of imagination all compact. Unknown. The poet's pen turns them into shapes and gives to air nothing, a local habitation and a name. Such tricks has strong imagination, that if it were but apprehend some joy, it comprehends some bringer of that joy. Or in the night, imagining some fear, how easy is a bush supposed to bear?
But all the story of the night told over, and all their minds transfigured so together, more witnesseth than fancy images, and grows to something of great constancy, but howsoever strange and admirable.
Here come the lovers, full of joy and mirth. Joy, gentle friends, joy and fresh days. Of love accompany your hearts. Come now, what masks, what dances shall we have, to wear with this long age of 3 hours between our after supper and bedtime? Where's our usual manager of mirth? What revels are in hand? Is there no play to ease the anguish of torturing hour? Call Philostrate.
Here, mighty Theseus.
Say, what abridgment have you for this evening? What mask? What music? How shall we beguile this lazy time, if not with some delight?
A tedious, brief scene of young Pyramus and his love Thisbe. Very tragical mirth.
Merry and tragical? Tedious and brief? That is hot ice and a wondrous strange snow. How shall we find the concord of this discord?
A play there is, my lord, some 10 words long, which is as brief as I have known a play. But by 10 words, my lord, it is too long, which makes it tedious. For in all the play there is not one word apt, one player fitted, and tragical, my noble lord, it is, for Pyramus therein doth kill himself, which when I saw rehearsed, I must confess, made mine eyes water, but more merry tears the passion of loud laughter never shed.
And we will hear it.
No, my noble lord, it is not for you. I have heard it over, and it is nothing in the world, unless you can find sport in their intents, extremely stretched and conned with cruel pain to do you service.
I will hear that play, for never anything can be amiss when simpleness and duty tender it. Go bring them in, and take your places, ladies.
I love not to see wretchedness overcharged and duty in her service perishing.
Why, gentle sweet, you shall see no such thing.
He says they can do nothing in this kind.
The kinder we to give them thanks for nothing, our sport shall be. To take what they mistake, and what poor duty cannot do, noble respect taken might, not merit. Where I have come, great clerks have proposed to greet with me with premeditated welcomes, where I've seen them shiver and look pale, make periods in the midst of sentences, thought of their practice acts and their fears, and in conclusion, suddenly have broke off, not paying me a welcome. Trust me, sweet, out of this silence yet I picked a welcome, and the modesty of fearful duty I read as much as from the rattling tongue of saucy and audacious eloquence. Love, therefore, and tongue-tied simplicity, and at least speak most to my capacity.
So please, your grace, the prologue is addressed.
Let him approach.
If we offend, it is with our goodwill that you should think we come not to offend, but with goodwill to show our simple skill. That is the true beginning of our end. Consider then, we come but in despite. We do not come as minding to content you. Our true intent is all for your delight. We are not here that you should repent you. The actors at hand, and by their show you shall know all that you are likely to know.
He hath rid his prologue like a rough colt. He knows not to stop. A good moral, my lord. It is not enough to speak, but to speak true.
Indeed, he hath played on his prologue like a child on a recorder, a sound, but not in government.
Gentles, perchance you wonder at this show, but wonder on, till truth makes all things plain. This man is Pyramus, if you would know. This beauteous lady Thisbe is certain. Anon comes Pyramus, sweet youth and tall, and finds his Thisbe's mantle slain. Where with bloody, blameful blade, he bravely broached his boiling bloody breast, and Thisbe, tarrying in mulberry shade, his dagger drew and died. For all the rest, let lion, moonshine, wall, and lovers twain at large discourse while here they do remain.
I wonder if the lion be to speak.
No wonder, my lord. One lion may when many asses do.
In this same interlude it doth befall that I, one Snout by name, present a wall. And such a wall as I would have you think that it had in it a crannied hole or chink, through which the lovers Pyramus and Thisbe did whisper very secretly. And this the cranny is right and sinister, which the fearful lovers are to whisper.
Would you desire lime and hair to speak better?
It is the wittiest partition that ever I heard discourse, my lord.
Pyramus draws near the wall. Silence.
Oh, grim look tonight. Oh, night which you so black. Oh, night which ever art when day is not. Oh, night, alack, alack, alack. I fear my Thisbe's promise is forgot. And thou wall, thou sweet and lovely wall, that stands between her father's ground and mine. Thou wall, oh sweet and lovely wall, show me thy chink to blink through with mine eye. Thanks, courteous wall. Jove shield thee well for this. But what see I? No Thisbe do I see. Oh, wall, through whom I see no bliss, curse me thy stones for deceiving me thus.
Wall, methinks being sensible, should curse again.
Oh, no, in truth, sir, he should not. Deceiving me is Thisbe's cue. She is to enter and I am to spy. Her through the wall, you shall see, it will fall. Pat, as I told you, yonder here she comes.
Oh, wall, full often hast thou heard my moans, for parting, my fair Pyramus and me. My cherry lips have often kissed thy stones with lime hair knit up in thee.
I see a voice. Now will I to the chink, to spy I hear my Thisbe's face. Thisbe?
My love, thou art, my love, I think.
Not shaftless to Procris was I so true.
A shaftless to Procris, I to you.
Oh, kiss me through the hole of this wall.
I kiss the wall's hole, not your lips at all.
Wilt thou and Ninnies two meet me straightway?
Tide life, tide death, I come without delay.
Thus have I, wall, my part discharged so, and being done, thus wall away doth go.
No remedy, my lord, when walls are so willful to hear without warning.
This is the silliest stuff that e'er I heard.
The best in this kind are but shadows, and the worst are no worst if imagination amend them.
It must be your imagination then, and not theirs.
If we imagine no worse of them of themselves, they may pass for excellent men. Here come two noble beasts, and a man and a lion.
You ladies, you whose gentle hearts do fear the smallest monstrous mouse that creeps on the floor, may now perchance both quake and tremble here, when lion, rough in wildest rage, doth roar. Then know that I, one snug the joiner am, a lion fell, nor else no lion's dam. For if I should as lion come in strife into this place, 'twere pity of my life.
A very gentle beast, and of good conscience.
The very best at a beast, my lord, ere I saw.
This lion is a very fox for his valor.
True, and a goose for his discretion.
This lanthorn doth the horned moon present.
He should have worn the horns on his head.
He has no crescent, and his horns are invisible within their circumference.
This lanthorn doth the horned moon present. Myself, the man ith moon doth seem to be.
This is the greatest error of all the rest. The man should be put into the lanthorn. How else is it the man on the moon?
He dares not come there for the candle, for you see it is already in snuff.
I am weary of this moon. What he would change.
It appears by a small light of discretion that he is in the wane, but yet in courtesy and all reason we must stay the time.
Seed moon.
All that I have to say is to tell you that the lanthorn is the moon. I, the man in the moon, this thorn bush, my thorn bush, and this dog, my dog.
Why, all these should be in the lantern, for they are in the moon. But silence. Here comes Thisbe.
This old ninny's tomb? Where is my love?
Roar!
Ah!
Well roared, lion.
Well run, Thisbe.
Well shown, moon. Truly, the moon shines with a good grace.
Well moosied, lion.
Sweet moon, I thank thee for thy sunny beams. I thank thee, moon, for shining now so bright, for by thy gracious golden glittering beams I trust a taste of truest Thisbe's sight. But stay, oh spite, but mark, poor knight, what dreadful dole is here? You see, how can it be? Oh, dainty duck, oh dear, thy mantle good, what stained with blood? Approach, you furry spell, come, fate, oh, fates, come, cut, thread, and thrum, quail, crush, conclude, and quell.
This passion and the death of a dear friend would go near to make a man look sad.
Beshrew my heart, but I pity the man.
Oh, wherefore nature dost thou lion's frame, since lion will have here deflowered, my dear, which is no, which was fairest dame, that lived, that loved, that liked, that looked with cheer. Come, tears, confound, out sword, and wound the pap of Pyramus, I that left pap where heart doth hup. Thus die I, thus. Now am I dead, now am I fled. My soul is in the sky. Tongue, lose thy light. Moon, take thy flight. Now die! 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 Die!
No die, but an ace for him, for he is but one.
Less than an ace, man, for he is dead, he is nothing.
With the help of a surgeon, he might yet recover and prove an ass.
Thisbe comes back and finds her lover.
She will find him by starlight. Here she comes, and her passion ends the play.
Methinks she should not use a long one for such a Pyramus. I hope she'll be brief.
Sleep, my love. What dead, my dove? Oh, Pyramus, arise. Speak, speak. Quite dumb. dead, dead. A tomb must cover thy sweet eyes, these lily lips, this cherry nose, these yellow cowslip cheeks are gone, are gone. Lovers make none. His eyes were as green as leeks. Oh, sisters three, come to me, with hands as pale as milk. Lay them in gore, since you have shore with shears his thread of silk. Tongue not a word. Come, trusty sword. Come, blade, my breast imbue. And farewell, my friends. Thus this be ends. Adieu, adieu, adieu.
Moonshine and lime are left to bury the dead.
Aye, and wall too.
No, I assure you, the wall is down that part of their fathers. Will it please you to see the epilogue, or to hear a Bergamask dance between two of our company?
No epilogue, I pray you. For your playing is no excuse, never excuse when the players are all dead. There need none to be blamed. Lovers to bed. 'Tis almost fairy time. I fear we shall outsleep the coming morn. As much as we this night have overwatched this palpable gross play with hath well beguiled the heavy gate of night. Sweet friends to bed. A fortnight hold we this solemnity. In nightly revels and new jollity.
Now the hungry lions roar, and the wolf beholds the moon, whilst the heavy plugman snores, all with weary tasks fordone. Now the wasted brands do glow, whilst the screech owl, screeching loud, puts the wretch that lies in woe, in remembrance of a shroud. Now's the time of night that the graves, all gaping wide, everyone lets forth his spirit, in the churchway paths to guide. And we fairies that do run by the triple Hecate's team, for the presence of the sun, following darkness like a dream. Now our frolic. Not a mouse shall disturb this hallowed house. I am sent with broom before to sweep the dust behind the door.
Through the house give glimmering light, by the dead and drowsy fire. Every elf and fairy sprite hop as light as bird from briar, and this ditty after me sing and dance it trippingly.
Rehearse this song by rote, to each word a warbling note. Hand in hand with fairy grace, will we sing and bless this place.
Now until the break of day, through this house each fairy stray.
The best bride bed will weave, which by us shall blessed be.
And the issue there create,
ever shall be fortunate.
So shall all the covers three.
Ever true in loving be.
If we shadows have offended, think but this, and all is mended, that you have but slumbered here, while these visions did appear, and this weak and idle theme, no more yielding, but a dream. Gentles, do not reprehend. If you pardon, we will mend. And as I am an honest puck, if we have unearned luck now to escape the serpent's tongue, we'll make amends ere long, else the puck a liar call. So good night to you all. Give me your hands if we be friends, and Robin shall restore amends.
Thank you so much for tuning in to our stage reading of William Shakespeare's A Midsummer Night's Dream. Have a fantastic night, everyone. Thank you so much.